Okay, Professor, so you think you can produce puzzles that'll fox me? Yeah, well, you'd be right. The Nintendo DS is around 7 years old now and is about to undergo another transformation. In this episode of the Mammoth Tech Show, we'll be looking back at its past and ahead to its 3D future. Hi, welcome to the Mammoth Tech Show. I'm Jeff Birch. In 2004, Nintendo's all-conquering Game Boy had been around for 15 years, and the company were about to breathe new life into the handheld market. They took a rather radical step with the new machine, codenamed Nitro, and looking a little like the old twin-screen Game & Watches. The fledgling console was a strange beast. Aside from the dual screens, the big new feature was touch. Throw in the mic as well, and many thought that this was just a gimmicky toy. It was Nintendo's first disruptive device, a new and different type of device designed to shake up the market and prevent potential stagnation. It was certainly a gamble, especially when their new nemesis Sony were about to launch this, the PlayStation Portable. Compared to the PSP, the DS was underpowered, based as it was on Nintendo 64 tech. The initially fairly dull screens didn't help either. Sony had the shiny, technically superior and more desirable device, and Nintendo had a weird, oddball device that many pundits dismissed, confidently predicting that Nintendo's years of dominance in the handheld market were over. 7 years and over 130 million units sold, it's clear Ninty confidently saw off Sony's challenge, and it's in no small degree due to the choice of storage medium. In reverse to the Nintendo 64 PlayStation battle that saw Sony's choice to use optical storage allow developers to produce games that were not possible on Nintendo's cartridge-based console, their decision to use optical for their handheld device resulted in an overly bulky machine with slow loading times and heavy battery use. Although the DS was originally designed to sit alongside the Game Boy rather than replace it, it soon became clear there was not enough room for both of them. In 2005, we saw the last of the Game Boy species with the diminutive but cute Game Boy Micro. The DS has gone through a number of iterations with increasingly bigger and brighter screens, introducing new features like cameras, and finally cutting the cord with the original Game Boy with the loss of the GB game slot. Well, that was the DS's past, but what about its future? My co-presenter Frankie and I have had a look at a new variant, the 3DS. So Frankie, what did you reckon?
It's very nice to hold. It feels very nice in your hands, and the colour is absolutely gorgeous.
That's on the blue, isn't it?
Yes, we looked at the aqua blue.
Aqua blue, and it's Cosmo black as well, isn't it? Aqua blue and
Cosmo or
Cosmos.
Cosmos black. Sorry, I'm just having a look at the poster that we've got behind us.
Yeah, just behind me.
Here.
Just there, yeah, Cosmo black. Right,
Cosmos.
Cosmos. Okay. Okay, the most important part, I suppose, is the 3D screen. Now, we've seen some glasses 3D systems before, which have a, if you've ever seen the lenticular type of 3D on the back of cereal packets or DVDs, you'll see the vertical struts almost, and when you move them from left and right, they move slightly. And on a photo frame, we were looking at glasses 3D photo frame, yes. You could certainly still see those vertical
they
lines.
were quite
quite prominent, weren't they?
Yeah.
But on the 3DS,
Very, very subtle indeed. You couldn't see them, I would say.
And there's a little slider just on the right hand side of the screen, the top screen, so you can slide it down and that completely gets rid of the 3D.
Yeah.
And slide it up the top and that has maximum 3D effect. I was looking at one still photograph and the guy was doing like this to the camera, and when you moved it down it just looked like an ordinary photograph. When you moved it up he sort of popped out the screen at you. It's quite a subtle effect. It's not like
Yeah, it's
have to
very
lean back.
subtle.
But it's still, you can still see it. It still feels more real, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, the effect obviously works better when you've got a foreground and a background, and not just a background.
Yes.
Isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Some photographs you've seen with just like the background of the walls and stuff like that, and it didn't work as well.
No, I found
You
that
definitely
didn't
need to
really work.
pop. You need someone doing the classic to get the full effect.
Yeah, and it doesn't work if you try and take a photo with it on its side either.
Yes, the lines are vertical and the light comes angled at you like that. So if you have it on its side, like you would for example a brain training game as a book, obviously the 3D effects just not going to work at all. No. Okay, it comes with quite a few little extras built in, some AR or augmented reality games as well, and you had a go at those, didn't you?
I was having a go at those, yes. They work really well. Basically you have a little playing card that's got a little symbol in the middle of it, and you point the DS camera at the little symbol.
And the DS recognises
the DS recognises that, and various backgrounds and monsters and screens come up. The particular one that I was having to go at, you had to shoot various targets, and then you move the DS around to line up the targets.
So they're overlaid on what was the card.
Whatever the card's sitting on.
Yeah.
It's
so the
overlaid
card
on.
itself basically vanishes, and
Yeah.
in its place is a CGI monster or targets or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's a mixture of the real world and a virtual world.
Yeah, and one of the levels I was playing, the ground was moving as well. It was going, having a little wibbly wobbly effect.
It could distort the real world as well,
Yes.
because of the fact it's viewing it 3D, two 3D cameras, or two little 3D cameras at the front, and therefore it can distort reality.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
There's also an extra little button on the left. You've got the usual little cross control,
Yeah, this is the actual controller, yeah.
like the old classic original Game Boy had. It's got one of those, but it also has a little slidey control, kind of like the old PSP used to have, but
Bit better.
yeah, a little better because it's indented rather than feeling like you're pushing a Smartie around or something like that.
Yes, it feels very, very comfortable.
It's
doesn't
just
feel alien to use.
situated just above the little cross control. I think the controls very similar to the DS aside from that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thanks very much, Frankie.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Well, we'll be taking a proper look at that when it's released in the UK on March the 25th. Don't forget to check out our website at allthewsmammottechshow.com. On next week's show, we'll be taking a look at one of the new breed of Android tablets. Thanks for watching this episode of the Mammoth Tech Show.